You're listening to the Betoota Advocate's weekly news wrap on Desert Rock FM 96.5. Welcome back to the Betoota Advocate's weekly news bulletin. Unfortunately, Errol's not here to join us. He's still chasing stories up north in Betoota Council. So today you've just got myself, Clancy Overell, editor of the Betoota Advocate, and Wendell, Hussey, the newsreader, the cadet, the field reporter. How are you, Wendell?
Yeah, really good. Clancy, how are you?
Mate, not too bad at all. It's been a cold front right across the eastern seaboard and further west out here. But yeah, thankfully the snow has taken a hike.
Yeah, it's certainly eased up, and you mentioned Errol's away doing some reporting. I look forward to seeing the 5-page spread he pitches in the weekend edition next week about the dangers of vaccine. It'll certainly be an interesting story he's going to try and get up, I reckon.
It's not going to get a start, that's for sure.
All right, well, we'll get into the news with some political stuff, and the Prime Minister has hosted a 1-hour press conference earlier this week, taking credit for the AFP bikie sting he found out about the day before.
Yes, the Prime Minister got on the front foot to wrangle the national political narrative, with Victoria going through its second week of lockdown and everyone outside of Byron, Yamundi and Sydney's lower North Shore asking questions about where their vaccines are. Scott Morrison appeared to let everyone know that he's defeated crime.
That's right. Operation Ironside, the largest ever sting in Australia, brought down hundreds of criminals and ensured that the children are safe on our streets. Of course, lots of people asked the PM how he could be across this international operation but not aware of the alleged sexual assaults that occur inside his building. But like questions on vaccines, Scotty wasn't answering any of those. Some other national news now, and allegations have emerged that the Victorian court with the St Kilda Sneeze in Queensland was on a kamikaze trip to ruin Origin.
Yes, the rest of the nation looked on in horror this week as it was revealed that a COVID-positive Melbourne fugitive decided to go on a multi-state trip, pulling into regional towns like Moree and Dubbo to spread coronavirus on the way.
Obviously, questions were asked about why they thought it was a good idea to stop in at every town on the way, but authorities have now revealed that the couple were trying to ruin Origin and the holidays of people north of the Victorian border.
Yes, but they didn't quite get to Origin, which is obviously a huge relief. We're nervously waiting on thousands of results from these regional pop-up centres. To be honest, Wendell, I would have really appreciated if they made it up to Origin, had the whole fucking thing shut down.
Would have been a better result for the state of Queensland. Now, an Irish backpacker in Bondi has spoken out, wondering why $90 million wasn't spent torturing him over an expired visa as well. Now, this story was written about a 23-year-old Irish man, Colm Waterford, down in Little Dublin in Sydney's east.
Yes, working in construction, the Labourer revealed to the Advocate that he actually spent 6 months here illegally, but no one asked him any questions. So he was asking us why that little family from Biloela have been locked up for years, costing the taxpayer 4 or 5 brand new schools, and he hadn't been contacted by Home Affairs once. I wonder why that is, Wendell. Should we ask any more questions?
Yeah, really curious. Maybe it's got something to do with the colour of his skin, maybe something to do with his religion.
I don't know, but, it wasn't long ago the Catholics were being turned away as well.
Moving on now, and Western culture has made a seamless transition back to everyone being addicted to nicotine again.
Well, it's starting to be generally accepted that the days of ashtrays in cafes and offices full of smoke are in the past. The anti-smoking movement has taken a real blow over the last few months with the rise of these cute little pieces of colourful steel and plastic.
Nicotine addiction never tasted so good. It seems like the emergence of these disposable vapes with delicious Asian flavours like watermelon and lychee appears to have undermined close to 50 years' worth of health experts' warnings and campaigns aimed at tapering the prevalence of smoking in Western media and culture more generally.
Yes, it's good news for random convenience stores and newsagents at least.
Yeah, and we'll round out the week with some sports news now, and the entire state of Queensland has said, right where we want yous after that 50-6 hiding up in the Ville.
Yes, that's right. The bandwagon cockroaches south of the Tweed are carrying on this week like they've wrapped up the Origin series.
Yeah, very similar to the way they wrapped up the Origin series last year before it even kicked off.
Exactly. And so while they enjoy their fluky win up in Townsville, the people of Queensland have let out a few chuckles and nods, fully aware of what's happening when the Blues come up to Suncorp in a couple weeks' time. It's going to be an ambush. Underdog status is activated, and I would be very, very afraid if I was wearing sky blue over the next couple months.
Oh, look, it's been a tough couple of decades for New South Wales fans, so I guess you can't blame them for celebrating a rare win.
They just don't get Origin. They just don't get
the
Origin.
whole concept of it, you know.
They just don't get
it.
They
don't get it. looking forward to that match at Lang Park in a couple of weeks' time. Bring it on. That's all we've got for you in our weekly news wrap. Have a great weekend. We'll be back again on Monday.
Hooroo.